Something triggered my body really bad. So I went to work, I came home, and I couldn't breathe. When I tell people you have an angel, they like, yeah, okay. I'm excited to be here, guys. I'm super excited. And so before the live started, I played the girls a little song that I go by every time I forget, you know, like my crown is a little crooked. I put in the song and I go right back and adjust it into like, yes, girl, this is who you are. Let's step into it. Let's put on your heels. Let's put on your red lipstick and let's go. You know, that was one of the things that another thing that people were like, oh my God, but like you're like a yogini now, like really? And I'm like, yeah, babes, what does one thing have to do with the other? I love yoga, I love heels, and I love red lipstick. Hey, so I'm gonna combine all three of them. Like one day I'm gonna come to yoga practice in my heels and my yoga pants and my red lipstick. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That. You have to film that when you do it.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, that's right. Yes, because you know why? That's who I am, and I love it. And we are all loved by who we are, and you know, no matter how, even if we're shining our light, even if our light is a little dim. But one thing is that I do want to start my life today and say is, nobody can shine a light nobody can dim your light because it comes within. So we dim our own light. Wow.
I mean, yeah. Wait. That's a hard one. Just from the get-go, just boom.
I know, because boom.
She was like, no, you live in your own light. There's nobody else.
No, we do for limitations. We do it for family. We do it for friends. We do for loved ones because we want to take care of them and we want to like nourish them and we want them to be everything in our life. We want them to be 100%. But what happens is something that I have found, that I come to find out last year, the year before, with my spiritual awakening, and that was brutal. I went through that by myself without anybody, and I said by myself, physical friends, but spiritual friends I had a whole bunch. And that's what I come to say to people, that you have a spiritual team. And I've been saying this for a while, but you know, people still don't understand how deep that is. Like that's super deep. Like we have a spiritual team, just like we have a regular family, we have a spiritual family. We can call upon them and they can come in and assist us in our and the first one that comes into the earth with us, it is our guardian angel. Our guardian angel comes with us. Like it is the decision that we both made. The angel made that decision and I made that decision, and we made that decision as a human. It is up to us to connect with them because they're there all the time. Their mission on earth is to make sure that we experience human at a full potential, however we want it. They're not interfering. If we call upon them, they will be there. And it is because we have free will. So that is going to be one of those things. So yeah, I wanted to start there because, you know, my spiritual team wants to start right away. So
I have a question now, because you said something just really awesome sauce. Well, everything you said was awesome sauce. So let me go ahead and say that. You said you have to establish a relationship with, how do you establish a relationship with your guardian angel?
So and can we add something to that? And when do you start? And not only how, but also when do you start it?
Okay, so you start whenever you want. And the way that you start is just by saying hello and by talking like you're talking to me on the TV. It is invisible force, at first, because you're like, what? I know you're there, but I never spoke to you. That's creepy. Okay. And then you go back to like, okay, so if you are here, show me a sign, right? Because we doubt it right away. We doubt it. And when I tell people you have an angel, they like, yeah, okay. If I had an angel, I would have never gone through No. Your angel has to let you go through that. If you call, and only in a death emergency where your life is at risk and you cannot, and you're not supposed to be part of that, but you enter yourself into it because we're human and we do human shit. Only until then they can grab onto us. Other than that, they're not allowed to at all. At all. So if anybody ever told you, oh no, they're gonna grab onto you, no, my love. That's not how the spiritual world works. You have to give permission. Yes, the good and the bad. We don't give permission to the good and the bad. It does not enter this at all.
Right.
At all. So yeah, I started with like when I came, I was like, whoa, wait. Warm here. Super warm. That's how it started with me. It was super warm. And then he started sending me these babies, and it was just like all over. And I was like, but you know, like birds come here all the time, and you know, like I'm gonna go to all the scenarios. So birds come here all the time, and but when you just come into your house and there's no birds coming, and a feather just land in front of your feet.
Wow.
It's like, now what?
Now
Right.
what? Is
Now what? Birds come
like,
all the
what do
time
you have
in
for
your
me?
house. Now what?
What do you have for me now?
Ooh.
You know, what do you have for me? Or in a bank, in a financial institution that is, it's government, right? This is where I started. I used to work at a bank for 5 years before I quit, and my spiritual team said it's enough. That's the long story short. But yeah, so when I would go to work, I was still, you know, like quiet, because it all comes with you in silence, right? Your solitude is your superpower, right? I'm going to say that again because that's pretty powerful. Your solitude is your superpower.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to do solitude, then just start by showing up for yourself for 5 minutes.
Wow.
5 minutes, and start from there. I started my 2 students. I have 3 now, where I said students because they come to me and they say, hey, will you help me do this? And I say, yes, but we're, you know, like, okay, we'll do it together. Because I'm not doing the work for you. You're going to have to do the work, because if you do not do the work, it doesn't work. Like, it doesn't matter how much I meditate.
Right.
But if you're not meditating, it's not going to work. You're not going to feel the peace. You're not going to feel everything that comes with meditation. So I said, sure, let's do 2 minutes. And I talked for 2 minutes, and then he's like, that was it? It's like, yeah, that's it. All right, so I'm going to send you a different video. I'm going to have you do this. And then I kept sending it until this day. One of my students still sends me messages that like, oh my God, I just showed this to my cousin. Like, he's like onto his journey of meditation.
Wow.
And yeah, and then my other student just recently quit her job, and she's the one with the candle business. And yes, she recently quit, and she's on to her life path, which, you know, she was working at a bank with and I know she'll watch this and she's okay with me telling the story, but it's she had a degree on like helping people, like to be a damn it, what is it that she did? But anyways, it's like a guidance counselor at school. And she was at a bank, and I was like, boo, school? You spent all that money and then nothing? And then she's like, oh, I'm stuck. I was like, we're gonna pray for that girl, because seriously. But yeah, so then you know, it's about the inside. You know, everybody said, no, outside, beautiful. But then when you go inside and you really spend time with yourself, because that's what's gonna happen, you're gonna spend time with yourself. and then your higher self, and then the higher self is going to introduce you to the rest of the world. Hey, have you met Michael? I always knew you were there, but hi. You know, so it gets intense, but good intense, like intense in a way that you learned who you really are and who you came into this world to do, and what are you here to do, and then you go step by step, and then you start taking action in this person, because like I tell people when sometimes that don't understand me, and I said, listen, I just saw me and meditation, and I like that me, and I just want to go get her. Because I really, really liked it. And she gave me really good vibes. Like it was on some other like dimension type of stuff. And I really liked her, and I'm gonna go get her.
Yeah.
Something triggered my body really bad. So I went to work, I came home, and I couldn't breathe.
Tell me about your journey of healing, how it began. Began, what led to it, and how it began, because it's awesome, guys.
Because our healing journey, unless we want to really trigger ourselves to healing, we don't heal because we are too comfortable. We're in the comfort zone. Yeah. Unless we really was like, you know, I'm gonna just like, I'm over this, but then still something else triggers that. So we're never alone. So yeah, for me, it was, I was in a 5-year, I was at a bank institution for 5 years. And yeah, like if everybody, it's like, oh my God, but why did you want to, like, a lot of people are like, why did you want to leave that job? And I said, no, it's not that I want to leave it, but I already got 3 panic attacks from my boss. And, you know, for all sorts of different directions of life. And then through the pandemic, I was seeing more than the rest of the people around me and feeling more because I was deeper into my spiritual awakening. So source was giving me like straight up source, like, you got to tell your team to do this. You got to tell your team to do that. You got to tell your team to do this and this and that. And I was from home sending these videos, and they didn't know and they didn't understand how I can be there and not be there at the same time. And for me, it was just like, it was just listening and making the videos. And I will make it exactly the same way that I was told to make it, and I will send it to them. But that kind of freaked them out. So if I was to go back in time, maybe not strong like that. But, and then if I was to, then no, because I was being guided by source to do so, you know? I was saving people's lives. That's what I was doing. Because it was at the beginning of the middle of the pandemic, if it makes sense. The beginning and the middle where nobody knew what was going on. The media was feeding you one thing, and then we were feeling something else. So when I was experiencing let your team wear masks, wear gloves, wear this, wear that. And I would send it. And 2 days later, the media would say, you need to wear gloves, you need to wear this, and you need to wear that. That's where it got real tricky for them, right? So one day, out of all the days, my boss was like, you know, you need to calm down at home. You need to find something to do because maybe this is going to lead you to something else. Cause I was making videos. And I know. Wow. This is my boss. This is the person that's like, that I've been working for 5 years. And I've been running the company for him. There were times where I ran the bank by myself because there was no other manager and I was the supervisor. And I was running this, right? And, you know, something he said along the way, oh no, this is nothing. This is the media making this up. Nothing's gonna happen. I bet you we're gonna go back to work in 2 weeks' time. Something triggered my body really bad. So I went to work, I came home, and I couldn't breathe. I just couldn't breathe. I couldn't get myself out of it. It was really, really, but extreme, right? But when I couldn't breathe, I hear the subtle voice that says, just let go. It was a woman voice. And when I let go, I went into, it was white, completely white. And I breathe and breathe. And on the other side, there goes this beautiful being, Mary. And she says, you have to go back. You have to go back, because there's so much more that you need to do. You're going to be helping women and men get out of something really bad. And you're going through your training. This is your training. This is your training. And I'm like, what? Hi. But I was so like, it wasn't me per se. It was just me being, so if I could put I was energy, that was it. It was just me and energy, but she was definitely present. It was beautiful, golden, like voila. And then Jesus says, I always been here. You know, he was there. He's like, I always been here. You never called. And then I was like, oh, okay. Well, okay. So then she just said, you have to go back and your training starts today. And boom. And yeah, from that day on, I still have it on my Instagram, where the next day, I had like ants all over my body. Like one ant just come up and down my body, you know, sort of like my initiation. It's on one of my stories of like, welcome to the pack type of deal. And I went for half an hour from Newark, New Jersey to Jersey City on an Uber with the ant on top of me. And then when I was done, I hear release, and I released it back into the earth. And then she went and she did her thing. And I was like, okay, well, this is taking a different turn here, because, you know, like, and yeah, so then from there, I started deep meditation. I started doing more, you know, finding out more like, what do I need to go next? What do I have to do next? How do I have to train next? Who do I have to speak to? And one night on a full moon, there's always the big revelation in my life have happened in the full moon, because I guess I connected more deeper, and the portals are more open then. You know, the energies are way more open then. And in the middle of the night, I was doing, you know, moon, just sitting there with the moon, just having a conversation, basically. And I'm like, wow, like this is pretty deep. Like I'm going through this pretty deep. And this was just me and nobody talking back. That's just no human voice talking back. But my body was definitely experiencing the chills. I was hearing the subtle voices. I was seeing in the skies. That's why I'm so close to nature. And, you know, then I found out that the real reason why I was connected, because my grandfather comes, my ancestors now, like, we have to make this is why this was different last year. This had a tree, an orange tree, because my grandfather and I connected in an orange tree. In the physical and in the spiritual world. And now in the spiritual world, he's just, you know, it's just, wow. It's a matter of just like, what do I need, basically, or what situation do I have to go through, or all of the experiences that I'm supposed to go, I was supposed to see those. And when I tell my MMN2 family, I said, look, I sent them a picture of the day that I knew I was going to meet them. I was like, but that's my journey. And I tell them, that's my journey. You should embrace your journey. And whoever is here listening to me and to us every single day, this is one of the things that we encourage for you to, because we all come here with special things that we need to accomplish on a personal level and on a soul family level, right? And as a collective for all of us. And you heard Nicole yesterday to start to talk to us about the Starseed, and that was another thing, because the Starseed were the first one that started assisting me when I'm talking about, you know, and I was like, oh my God, am I the? And then I started looking it up, who the person was that I was seeing in front of me. and you know, what was that on the sky? What am I seeing in the sky? And we can go into deeper conversations about this later on in a different episodes, because we can talk about, I read a book on it and about it afterwards. Like this year, my spiritual team put me on this right here. And I was supposed to meet Kyle Gray, and Kyle Gray is the one that makes the cards, the angel cards. And this all came with my training of like getting to know who I am now, because the Yesenia that I was before, that's who I was, with the limitations, with society letting me, feeding me everything. Now I have to relearn to learn.
Wow.
You know, like unlearn to learn, all of that. Unlearn what I brought, you know, to learn the real, what the universal energy want of me and everything like that. So yeah.
Can you ring
Did
the
I
bell?
answer your question?
Can you ring the, yes, can you ring the bell on your own?
On your own, I love that.
And this is why I have a bell, and this is why everything, I come from shamans, I come from witches, I come from, this is the smallest that I have been able to do on my own work. And then in January, we will find, you know, and from now into January, we will find out way more from now into January. And then we'll take it from there. So yeah. So every day, so when I call it Magic Monday, it is Magic Monday. It's magic every single day, actually. But the reason why I call it Magic Monday is because that's the beginning where I met my soul family.
Wow.
So everybody that I meet from now on, coming from the three communities that I joined together, those are my soul family and soul brothers and sisters, that no matter what happens, we will connect at a deeper level because we've known each other at a different life. We get attached to things that are not even serving us.
You basically almost gave us your whole life in 10 minutes. So, but like, it was very surface. So I want you to speak about your mindset in addition to when you decided to end your life and what led up to that, and then go deep in the conversation once you did cross over. Go deeper in that, please.
Okay.
Please do.
Okay, so I didn't, so if you, so I did in my life, because I was like, wait, I didn't in my life. Yes, I did in my life, because a depression, right? I let myself go in depression, and I was depressed because you know, there was a lot of things that I couldn't get my hands on a me level, right? And I was just upset. And the reason why I had to go through that is to see that I do have my spiritual team, and that they are there no matter what, and I can call upon them no matter what, because I experienced another, and I spoke to you about it, I experienced another after I left my job, letting the energy go of my job, because I was there for 5 years, and not even my husband thought I was going to quit. And when I left that, something very similar happened, and this time I didn't cross over. So that's the reason why that needed to happen to me in my life, so that I can see and experience that I am unlimited, that I do have a whole spiritual team behind me, and that I am made up of the stars in the universe, and that the universe is always helping me. It's me, it's us in the physical world that limits. We are the only being that limit the universe. Every other being doesn't do that. They just follow the universe.
Now, when you mean being, you mean humans? You mean the species?
Oh, I mean all of it. There is way more than just, and we, you know, now science it's actually acknowledging that there is, you know, UFOs, you know, so I do have a picture of the first time and that I saw Captain Akshar. So he is the person of the intergalactic everything, right? So when I first met him, I was on Walmart. I went to Walmart, and the moon was up in the sky, and I was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful up there. Mind you, this is just me like dazing out at the moon, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so nice, it's so beautiful up there. I take a picture of it and I leave. And I'm showing my son and I'm like, oh my God, look how beautiful the sky is. And he zooms right into it. Like, I didn't even, he's like, Ma, you put a ship in the sky. I said, say that again. And then he shows me and I'm like, what? So then I go back into meditation and I'm like, and I'm not even meditation. I just literally just asked at that point, because this was like after me like coming back. And I was like, dude, was that even? Yeah, we're here all the time. We're here all the time. Actually, the government can see us and they've just been hiding us. And I'm like, oh! I was like, okay, all right. So I shared my picture to a few people and I was like, oh my God, can you see it? And they're like, yeah, I can see it, but it's like, how? And I was like, don't even ask. Don't even ask. Because some people, when you some people, when you tell them these things, they're just like, you're freaking crazy.
Yeah.
And to you, I mean, I got that a lot in my physical, like, I had to quit my job because this was happening to me. I was being bullied in my job because I was intuitive. And so to go back to your question, when I ended my life because of depression, right? I came back and then I was crying for a long time, because a spiritual awakening is not just like, oh yeah, spiritual awakening, bam, I'm speaking to my guardian angel. You know how much shit you gotta like let go? So this years, there's for me, there was 38 years of shit that I had to let go. And we get attached to things that are not even serving us, people that are not serving us, you know, all of it. And now we're like, okay, but now that I'm this beautiful, unlimited being, who the heck is gonna believe that shit?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Woo-hoo.
You know, and then I'm like, okay, so am I even listening to the right voice here? Because everybody's getting different experiences. Am I really even talking to the right voice? Then you start doubting yourself. You know, am I even talking to the right voice? Yes, boo, you've been talking to the right. Don't you see when you talk to people, they're like, how will you? And then it got to a point where I had to just say that. And because on full moons, it got real strong. And on my job with everything. So yeah, so that year of me being at work, it was a year of training with people, training with the spiritual world, and then actually training to not be human. Basically.
Right.
Because seriously, if I would have allowed the people that were around me really dictate who I am, I would have probably been depressed, anxiety, with pills and everything else in between. But I trusted my inner guide to tell, my inner being was telling me, no, you're healed. You healed that once. You healed it. You're no longer depressed. That's a mind state. Your physical being doesn't allow you to have that. So no, then I went into learning about plants, and I went into learning about Mother Gaia and all of the beautiful things about, you know, reconnecting, not learning, reconnecting. I was being guided and I had help. And that's what spirit told me. That's my inner guide told me. That's my spiritual team told me. And I listened to that. I listened to that first before I listened to anybody, because in less than 6 months, my spiritual team said, just, you gotta go, because of the last thing that happened to me at work, and I had to leave. So what happened was I asked for a vacation a year ago. The night before I was leaving on to my vacation got denied. My boss was right across from me on their desk, and they sent me an email saying your vacation was denied. Across from me, couldn't even come up to me and say that to me. So I closed my computer and I went to the back. I took a deep breath and I said, is it time?
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's
what did they say? What did they say?
And hell yeah, it's family. It's family time. That's what I heard. It's family time. I didn't hear anything else. So I went back to my computer and I said to the girl next to me, she was my supervisor. She said, I hope you're in. By the way, this is a girl that I took in and I love her. Love her, love her, love her. And I'm not speaking any bad about her. But throughout the year of my transformation, there was a lot of bickering about my persona, and I allowed it. I allow all of it. Spirit said, allow it. I want to show you something.
Wow.
Wow.
Said,
Wow.
okay.
Just that right there, I know was hard to do. Right.
This is me. Every day I come into work, guys. And by the way, this is a very busy institution. And when we were in, I experienced Michael's presence for the first time there. For the first time, because somebody wanted to hit me. I'll go to that story in a little bit. But yeah. I know. It's throughout the pandemic, it was crazy. And Spirit said, allow it. And I said, oh, okay. So I'll go in and I will just say yes or no. Speaking, I will set up in the drive-thru because we had a drive-thru and a regular lobby. And I will go to and I just breathe back there, do my computer stuff. I will run the whole bank from the back because I was not only just being Jessie, I was really intuitive because I was really quiet. So I can hear a pin from really far, because it got really strong. So then I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to show up for a month or two here. No. It was a while. So that day Spirit said, oh, we got to go. That's it. No more. Enough is enough, right? And then I went home and I said to my husband, I came home and I said to my husband, I'm quitting my job tomorrow. And he's like, no, you're not, because like you love your job and you love the people. I said, I used to love my job. I still love the people, but I used to love my job.
Right.
So not anymore. So then Spirit said, we got to go help somebody healing. I said, okay. So I come to the back and I'm set up in the back and I'm like, oh, okay. My friend calls me up. She said, and Tink was there. Tink is like, oh, we got to go to Clubhouse. There's this girl. She's choking and can't breathe, having a panic attack. And my friend's like, Jess, I really need you. She was helping me through. This is the girl that I met at Clubhouse. And she sends me Spirit used her for so many beautiful things for me. Even now, she's like, I know I'm part of your soul family, even when I'm not there. So I'm good. I'm in Florida, but if you ever need me, I'm here, girl. I go to Clubhouse and the girl, whatever, we finish, we get out of there. I go into another room with her just to chat about what happened. Oh my God, that's pretty crazy. Like, she's like, can you believe people do this? And she's like, Jess, are you trading today or are you off the clock? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm done already. But I still have to wait a little longer. So I'll let you know. And she's like, oh my God, let me invite Bonnie into the chat. And I was like, oh yeah, invite her. So Bonnie is somebody that we chatted on Clubhouse. We had a room of 200 people once. We were just chatting with people, me being me and just like, yes, no, let's do it. Come on. Like this was me, crazy like that. So then Bonnie comes in and she starts talking and Spirit said, ask her. I said, ooh, okay. I said, hey, Bonnie, what is it that you do for a living? And I never asked you this before. What is it that you do for a living? She's like, actually, I work for unemployment office. I said, ooh, okay, I'm listening. I said, have you had a drink yet? She said, no. I said, have you had a smoke yet? She said, no. I said, well, you can grab one of those because I'm going to go really fast so that we can go and have some fun because I'm like almost finished. She's like, what do you mean? I said, go have a drink. So she has the drink. Right. She gets a drink. She drinks some wine because the three of us are now drinking some wine. And I said, okay, so I'm intuitive and that Spirit said that I will, meet you here and that you're gonna help me how to quit my job tomorrow. And she's like, what the fuck? You don't just say that to me. I said, I told you to have a smoke. This would have helped. She said, okay. So basically, and she tells me she asks me like what happened, and she's like, oh no, you're good, you're covered. you're good. You're a mom, you have your kids and, you know, whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. Say no more. Are we good? You're good on your end? I'm good on my end. Are we good, Spirit? Are we good? Okay. Am I on? Okay, good. All right, let's have some fun, ladies. And then I went back into the house and I said, I'm quitting my job, and that's it. And, you know, 5 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, I meditated, my usual. I sent a message. I said exactly what Spirit said I said to say. And yeah, I went back in the afternoon. They almost called the cops on me. And I said, yeah, because they were really upset that I was quitting. And I said, no. I said, now you want to know what's going on with me. Now. Oh, now you want to know what's going on with me when I spoke to you about several things and you briefly let it go because you didn't think that I was 100% in my job. When in reality, I was actually way more than 100% because I was being guided and I had help to help you in all sorts of areas in our life. But you didn't want to listen. So now I'm going to detach myself from this environment that no longer serves me. So I'm going to leave. I'm going to go on a vacation with I'm going to go because my family needs me. I'm going to go. My family needs me. And this job already you gave me 4 panic attacks. So that's it. You no longer get to have that over me at all. I'm going to walk away. And if I had heels, I would have walked away in my heels. But that day, Spirit said I needed to be comfortable.
Grounded.
Because I needed to be very grounded because of the attack that happened. Because one of the managers came and almost attacked me. I need to speak to you right now. And I said, I hope that you tone that down because you have customers here and you have people that you have to go manage. I no longer work here. So I can be at 100%. So please give me that respect because I'm giving you that respect.
Right. First, I want to honor you and thank you for your courage. You know, because sometimes it takes, especially because you were saying at one point, Spirit said, take it. And I know our audience are like, why would Spirit tell you to take it? You know, are you crazy?
It's for my learning,
It was for you. You were becoming a diamond. So you were being pressed, you know, and the only way that you can detox, you have to allow those things that need to leave to come to the surface.
Absolutely.
So when it said to allow it to happen, it was detoxing it from you, you know, in addition to, hopefully, it also helped them too, you know, because they got to see how you reacted or how you responded and how you did not react. They got to see that, you know, so that possibly planted a seed in them too, you know.
And that lesson comes later. That lesson comes later. For many people, if they grace themselves by giving themselves a moment to think about what just happened here, you know, for all those who did that, and we never know when, but that's not yours to know, that's their business, you know. So that seed is planted for everybody because the divine is giving the whole world a chance. Don't think anybody's counted out here. You said we have free will, so everybody has the free will to say yes or no. And they stay where they are.
Yeah. And also the thing that happened was that when Spirit says so when Source, Spirit, spiritual team, whoever you want to call Source, right, whatever you want to call your higher power, right, when I'm going to show you you know, you're going to be shown. So I was shown in a dream what was going on in my job and what was said about me and everything, but not to overreact and not to react, just as a learning tool so that I can see if I want to be shown those things, can I see? And I wanted to see it because I was at the time, since I was healing so much, it was to a point where I was crying. I was like crying hysterical. So if you're in that position where you're crying all the time, that's a healing process that you're going through. And understand that at the end of the cry, we're able to pick ourselves up and go. We just have to allow the healing to come through, because if we stop in the middle of it, it will surface when the energies are again powerful like that, when planets are in retrograde, when when the moon is full, when the tides are high, when all of these things, nature is giving us the clues of the energy changes. Are we alert and aware that is happening? That is the question here.
Right. And you can even switch the word nature to family.
Yeah.
Because we are all one. We are all one.
Yeah.
And I feel that's what we really need to acknowledge and stop saying or thinking that we're separate. And not only separate from other humans, but separate from the ants. Like you were saying, the ant that was on you for 30 minutes.
That thing was on there, like, what?
It was your family member initiating you, So it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful.
I had bees that night come through, like at night, in the middle of the night. And I'm like, even my husband's like, what are you doing back there? You have all sorts of animals come through.
In New Jersey,
y'all. Newark, New Jersey, back there. Not even near the shore.
That was the thing in Newark, New Jersey. How does an owl, how does an owl, because that happened back here, and I was like, am I really hearing an owl, or that is just me making that up, right? Because you can ask yourself. And then my daughter was there, and then I hear it again, and I'm like, it's very deep. So I go to her and I said, hey, do you happen to hear the owl over there? She's like, yeah, she is so loud. And I was like,
confirmation.
Right, she be talking loud.
Confirmation.
And I looked. So because we're human and we're always gonna look right into the human stuff, I was like, I wonder how far owls are from Newark, New Jersey.
You went a little deeper with the question.
I went deep because I was like, because even my husband was like, owl. And then my daughter's like, so he believes, he's like, no, you're making this up now. You're making this. And I was like, okay, ask me. And she's like, no, there was an owl back there. We couldn't see it, but we heard it. It
was loud.
That thing was loud. Oh, like, you don't hear me, I'm here, girl. Like, so yeah, so she became, this is why I have this little thing of the owls, and it's a mama owl. It's a mama owl with the baby, and this represents my daughter and I, because when we were, we're together, and we talked about it, and then, we talked about a lot of, we talked about sorceress and, all of these kind of beings, because, we're part of one, and, we get to embody on those energies sometimes. And it's, for me, it became a lot, but, Spirit said, you're okay, because your highest self would never put you through this. Our highest self never puts us through something that we cannot handle at the time that we're in.
Right. All right.
So even if we thinking right now, oh my God, my life is a destruction. Oh my God, this is too much. Your highest self is giving you that for a reason.
Yes.
So that you can learn that lesson in there, because we already are there. We just got to catch up to them. To that person, we just got to catch up.
Once we understand that, what we're speaking about, when we say the divine, he would never give us anything, he or she would never give us anything that we can't handle, and we all talk about faith all the time, but that is put to the test every day. When situations are given to us, many times do we not say, all right, source got this. I know bottom line, everything's gonna be all right. You know, so I gotta find what it is. So that's your anchor. That's always been my anchor. I know the divine got this. So now I gotta correct whatever's in myself to accept what he's giving me in my life right now and see what it is I have to learn. That's your anchor. You know everything's gonna be all right. Everything. Sometimes some days were so bad, I had to say, everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. Until my mind got it. And then I was able to accept. So once people have that clarity and that acceptance, then they'll know, all right. Yeah.
Dee, before you go with yours, and I do want to clarify before we go on, because it's a big one now, that this or the spirituality or all of it, it's not a religion at all. It's a relationship.
Woo! Oh wow. Wow.
It's a relationship. Yeah.
What? And what? Say it again. Yes.
It's a relation. It's not a religion. It's a relationship. It's a relationship with you, your higher self, with source, with the world, with our family, with the oneness of all, with the humankind, with the tree, with the birds, all of it.
Yes.
We're all one. It's a relationship. Oh wow.
Yes.
I'm done. I'm ready to take a nap. Wow.
D, go, D.
Okay.
Go, D.
Okay, you were speaking about as far as source not giving us more than we can handle. What my aha moment recently in that is that us as humans, when we say that, we forget that we have our spiritual team. Because when we say that did not give us, because I'm you, you are me. And that includes not only the physical that I can see, but the invisible. So that's how we can handle it. That's how we can handle it. Because we're never alone. No. That's how, let me say it again. That's how we can handle it.
Yes.
It's because we're never alone. When we are on an island by ourselves and we think that we have to do things by ourselves, that's when we cannot handle it. So that it needs to be a deeper inner standing of that.
The inner knowing,
Yeah, within inside of you, like what Jesse, you just said, it's a relationship. You queued me up on what I was going to say, because that's why we can, how we can handle anything. Is because you're listening to the wind, because you're listening to your inner voice, because you're hearing your higher self, you're consulting with your higher self, because you co-create with everything around you. We are unstoppable. It's because we're never alone. We always have family. We always have encouragement. We always have love. We always have joy. It's because we're never alone. That's how we can be unstoppable and we can handle anything. So that's what I was gonna say.
You know that, so the one thing that triggered my, now that thank you, one of the things that triggered that the death was that I said, I'm always taking care of everybody else who's gonna take care of Jesse. That's the word that I said. And then the voice said, let go. Thank you. The voice said, let go. So, and then that's when Jesus came and he said, I always been here. And you know, like you never asked, you know, you never built a relationship. Actually.
There you go.
You never built a relationship. Actually, that's the word that he said. So
there you go.
You know, it's the deeper conversation and not taking anything. Like I was just crying afterwards when I couldn't stop. And then, you know, I went into like deeper meditations and stuff like that, but all guided stuff. And people say, oh, you know, whatever. And, you know, the one thing that I want to go with you, what you're saying about we're not alone and, you know, whatever. And we don't believe that we're not alone until something like that happens to us.
Right.
Yeah.
Until something like that takes you off your feet and you almost die and you get sucked back in. It's like
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that when somebody goes to jail, they learned a bigger lesson? Some people just don't, because of, you know, they came into this world, they chosen to come into this world to experience that life,
Right.
the criminal life, right? So
Right.
that's their journey in life. So that's something else that we have to understand as human. We choose our life, so they chose to come and experience that life.
Yes.
Right. And then there's
Right.
others that chose to go to jail and experience jail, to learn from jail, to come back to make a bigger impact on the world, to help other
Right.
people, way more people.
You know, you're speaking it right now. You're speaking it.
So it's a bigger impact, right? So there's it's just a choice. There's a life that we chose, right?
Yeah.
So very deep stuff. So from now on, we can go deeper and deeper. This was the episode that we were waiting for, so that we can go deeper and another day. So next time that we go deep, I can go into the day that I went back into almost losing it again. And then I said, somebody come and help me, please.
Ooh.
There you go. I was waiting for that. There you go.
There was a difference, you know.
The
other one, I let go. I went. I experienced it. Now I came back, and I'm like, okay, girl, crying. Let's get it together. Healing. This is my healing year. That was my healing year. Heal that. The voices of my team is here, is very much here. Now I'm almost dying again, because the energy is taking me with them. And, you know, very powerful sources. When we are in the spiritual world, there is a lot of forces. And if your vessel is not ready, you will be consumed to the dark side. So yes, be very, very, very careful. Where you allow your vessel to be.
Yes.
Right. That's something. We allow our vessel to be there.
Right.
And the energies will enter, good ones and bad ones. And if you don't know how to navigate that,
or protect yourself,
or all of that beautifulness that we one day maybe we can talk about all those beautifulness. Then yes. And the blue family came to the rescue. They showered me.
Excellent.
They put me in the water. They revived me. And my beautiful sisters and brothers, they came to my rescue. My ancestors were there. They brought me. They said, girlfriend, let's not leave the older people out of the pack now. Let's bring, because you see, this is a lesson learning. First, we went with the younger generation. We'll help the generation. If they don't want to get help, it's okay. Let's go with the older generation. Let's combine them both, and we are all healing together.
Awesome.
So this is the thing. So I was told at a very early age, you don't need the cards to talk to people. People need the card to believe.
Yeah.
Because we need an actual tool and all of that stuff. You know, once you get into it, but you know, I love the cards. I love the angel cards. I love them very much. And if I resonate with one of the cards, with the deck of cards, I'll buy them, because I really connect with certain, you know, with all of it. I connect with all of it, and my family, you know, you guys know about it. I spoke about it in previous talk. I was banned from my family. I'm recently getting back into my family after 2 years. Because of the, you know, because of the limiting beliefs that society puts on us, that, you know, this is bad, when this is connecting you to a higher you, to a higher of everything, to a higher evolution. But, you know, we have to have a balance in life. And that's what I keep hearing from there's a balance. So we're not questioning the universe no more, babes. If we ever question the universe, we just have to take a breather and say, hi, why is this happening right now?
Let me take a look.
Like when technology fails me, I just know my spiritual team says it's time to shut it down, girl. Done deal. You're done for the day. You're done for the day.
Wow, that happened to me recently. And I was like, I see you. I will take a break. Thank you for the reminder.
I'm gonna go take a nap. Yeah.
Shut it down. One time mine shut me down. It was like, you don't know, I had trouble walking to my bed because I didn't listen to that's our time. But wait, no, it's not. Anyway, I had trouble listening. I was like, well, let me finish this one thing. It said what? And it just went whoosh. I was like, I'm going. I had enough energy to walk to my bed, grab Olaf, and go like this.
Grab Olaf.
And
I love Olaf.
shut it down. I love Olaf too. And shut it down. It shut it down.
You have to read the book, the Frozen book, but the Enchanter version.
Oh.
The Enchanter version is so good. So
Okay.
yeah, trust
Right.
there is an Enchanter version, guys, of a lot of Disney stuff.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you for
Like
telling
Beauty
me.
and the Beast, Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
Thank you for telling me.
So this one has like all the codings of the universe. It has up here of like the gates of the universe down here, and this is like the swirly of like what's up in the sky or all
I've
down
visited the
underneath
gate.
us. You know, the beauty of the unknown. So
amazing.
I want it. So Source spiritual team want to go where Ange said before about faith. Although your faith may be challenged now, trust the universe. There is a reason for the experiences you're being through recently. There are no coincidences in life. Everything is unfolding perfectly according to the divine plan. Positive opportunities are coming your way. Trust the process and the path that you're being led down. You will know it is right path when you experience synchronicities and other signs of wonders. There are messages reminding you to trust the universe, like a feather, a penny, a little riff of air that comes in and you just don't know, like a rainbow in the sky where there is no other places where the rainbows can be, or there's a bird in the sky and you don't know where it appeared because the clouds are there. There is no such thing as a chance. All is well. All is guided. If you lose an opportunity or feel you have shut down, know that this is the work of God and angels, and it is right for you. So it's been taken away from you because you're not seeing the bigger picture. God, your spiritual team, is seeing above you and way past what your perimeter is, because we can only see right here. Your spiritual team can see way, way beyond time and times and times and times. If you're wondering where you go from here, know that when you ask the universe for a sign, it will show up in the moment that you're right on the path of that alignment. Okay, so if you ask for a sign, if it's not the right time for you to go on that path, you're not going to receive the sign. Whether we want to receive it as humans, it is not the time. Only the universe, only God, only source, only your spiritual team can do that for us. You are being guided by your angels to stop questioning everything that is occurring around time and let the miraculous support you deserve. So let the miracle support you because you deserve it. Trust that you're deserving of good experiences because you are. And the universe will deliver them to you, and let the universe shock you. Let the universe surprise you. Let God take you to the next level of being. I would have never been able to meet this two beautiful, amazing human being if I would have never trusted my guys and my beautiful team that I had, because Angela's in Colombia. Dee is in Kansas. Kansas, where Dorothy was born, right?
Right. Ain't no place like home.
Tank is in Texas.
In Texas, yeah.
Christine is in North Carolina, South Carolina, one of the two.
One or two.
And my and my friend that has started the podcast with me is in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
So trust, because we can only see the little bit.
Yes.
They can see worldwide and universal fee. There's a universal fee that they have that we don't get to have.
Yes. Yes. Wow. Wow. Wow.
You can join.
Yeah. The main thing that was like bam for me, what the guide shared through the cards, was the trust thing. The trust thing is big. So that means when they said, humans are so preoccupied with time.
Oh,
meaning when is this going to happen? So how is it going to happen? When? They're in the backseat. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? That's humans. We have to surrender. That is honestly one of our superpowers. Surrendering does not mean that you're giving up. Surrendering is that you are allowing you are water. You're on the water, like I was saying yesterday. You know, you are co-creating with the water. You're not resisting, you know, because like you said, like they said through you, is that our spiritual team can see there's no time there. So they can see all of our lives. They can see our past, present, future. They can see us 2 lives back. They can see all. So we partner with them in this human form. And you are unstoppable, boo. You are unstoppable. Ooh. Just partner with them and you are unstoppable.
You know what I did before you go, what I did love that I just keeps playing in my head now, because I'm a universal feed that we don't have as humans.
Right.
Deep.
Yes. Right. And we're allowed to connect to it as we grow. And you know, everything first in time. It's that surrender. It's a surrender that he was talking about that we all have said so many times, because that's how important it is. That surrender. The download I got, to the guidance. The download I got for everyone is cease being the person if this, then that. Because cease being the person if when, then how. You know, cease being that person that if this happens, I'll do this. If that comes, I'll be that. Be in the now, surrender, knowing that everything that's in your path and on your plate is meant to be. All right, trust in that, and then follow what that path is giving you. And all the time, our guides are there. Our guides are there. We are there. Is no failure at all for the human soul. We got this. And the divine has sent us divine help to help us get through. So even all the things that we're talking about now, our divine clarity is coming in. And it's all the things that we're going through is for us to get reconnected, everything. And I know some out there, I feel you. Yes. Some of the pressures are very hard. And that's that pressure that Dee was talking about with that diamond. We're all diamonds in the rough. And the pressure could be so hard and so on us for more than one reason. It is to help us, to hone us and make us strong. But also that pressure for some is to get you to see. That's how much divine loves you. To get you to see. Get quiet. Don't be afraid to give yourself that 5 minutes that Yesenia spoke about. Sit down and just take a moment. And if you have nothing to say, because you don't know what to say, don't say anything.
Just, you know what? Show up for you for 21 days.
Show up for you 21 days, 5 minutes on a mat, on your bed, in a chair, your favorite spot, wherever that brings you peace. Show up for yourself. No distractions. Lock the door. That is your 5 minutes. Now we have trouble doing for ourselves, but now we're asking you, we're imploring you to give yourself 5 minutes. 21 days, 5 minutes. All right. Thank you for joining us today, being with us today. And for all you all that are seeing this on the replay, please remember, type replay and also give us in the comments and give us some comments of your own. Some aha moments. What did you pull from this? What questions do you have? Every question you give is another show for us. We already got like 1,001 shows in our head right now because this was off the chain. Jesse, I honor you. I honor you. And oh my God, I thank you. I have so much gratitude for your
I
obedience.
love you so much. I love you guys for saying yes to the project without even knowing.
Exactly.
Without even knowing. Girl, thank you so much. Everyone out there, we all trust that you have a blessed day of light and love, meeting your intentions that you set for yourself today. Remember that 5 minutes, take it out for you all. And we're going to see you tomorrow with the same energy, the same love, the same being. And we're going to meet you no matter how we are, so you see it all the way live. Love you guys dearly. Hope you have a blessed day full of love and light. Woo! Woo! Love you all.
Apollo I'm out.
Love you all
Love it.
dearly.
Mwah.